or even going to college. But now that I'm here, I feel as if I need to say something inspiring, encouraging, something that will be impactful. And I'm not sure if this is going to be it, but this is my piece to share to you. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." I've had this verse all my life, and my dad used to remind us of this no matter where we were, in the car, swimming, cleaning, doing homework, in arguments, and I knew what this verse meant, but I didn't know how to apply it personally until about 6 months ago. My journey up to this point, I will say, has been an experience of a lifetime. It's had its ups and downs, and the path has been windy and curvy. But in each moment, I've learned something about myself and the world I live in. I do not know everything, and I still have a lot to learn. But something that I have learned and have been encouraged to share with you is this. Last year when my father died, my world literally came crashing down. And it was a moment that all my stability, my cornerstone, the one I looked to for everything, had vanished. When he died, my plans changed. My world changed. My swimming, school, and spiritual life was sinking. And I was drowning. But something inside me wouldn't let me give up completely. But as I went through this difficult time, I came to this understanding. From the age of 6 till now, I've experienced a lot of highs and lows in my life's journey. Some may say it made me grow up fast and mature at a young age. But I interpret my experience as a journey that has shaped and prepared me for the future and the challenges I will encounter in life. For almost 12 years, my dad fought heart problems. But sadly, his fight came to an end on January 16, 2019. What started out as a simple pacemaker led to a life-changing heart transplant. During this time, he was hospitalized for several months at a time. He endured pacemakers, IV fluids, and had to receive an LVAD, a device to pump the heart. After all that, he anxiously waited for 2 years to receive a heart. Throughout those times, his lessons and lifestyle were very influential. He was bold, strong, and courageous. And because I saw firsthand what he went through, nothing I have ever felt has kept me down for very long. He brought joy to everyone around him, always making someone laugh or making them see a brighter side of their situation or circumstance. He taught me never to let my problems hold me back or keep me from reaching my dreams and goals. He taught me never to let my problems restrict me from living my life to the fullest, to always encourage someone, help them get back up after they've been knocked down. I learned perseverance, though even my circumstances were difficult, to stand tall and pursue my passions and desires, to make the best of every moment I have with the people that I love and care about. He showed me how to create my own business by using my talents to help others. From the countless people he touched and many places he traveled, I will never forget the life lessons he taught me. He taught me never to let the color of my skin be a limitation for me. I learned to push past statistics, perceptions, and status quo that people have for me. I push past walls, barriers, striving for perfection. And when I say perfect, I mean giving 110% into everything that I do. I would never want to change my life for anything, especially the failures and the heartbreaks, for those were the best teaching moments. Although it's heartbreaking that he's not here, and boy do I sure wish he was here. I know that he's smiling down on me, looking at me, cheering me on. Because of that, I would never want to alter my life's journeys of joys and pains. If I could, I wouldn't be where I am today, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And for that, I will forever be grateful. He's not here today, but I know he's smiling down on me, and he's proud of me. In the class last year, I came across this saying, where the telescope ends, the microscope begins. Who can say which of these two is the greater view? Victor Hugo. And this is how I interpret this. Hugo leaves this question unanswered, hoping to get readers to ponder it. I like the question because I think it has a deep meaning. It makes you stop and think, juggling and joggling the brain, for answers outside of the norm. And all the questions of this caliber, I would like to think makes us a little bit less inside ourselves. It helps us become more and achieve things we think are not possible. Because of this, we concern ourselves with a lot of things that do not matter, letting time and energy slip away from us. Now let's get back to the question at hand. Which is grander? A telescope, by definition, is an optical instrument designed to make objects distant away appear nearer. A microscope is is an optical instrument for use for viewing very small objects. So which of these is greater? Both of these show what the naked eye cannot see, making it hard to choose one over the other. It shows two different perspectives. One shows the world in a larger view, while the other one shows it in detail of the world. So it seems we're being asked which one of these is better. And to be honest, I cannot answer that, because they both work hand in hand together. One cannot exist without the other. So what can we learn from this? Every small thing has a place in every big picture. In order for that big picture to work or be pleasant at all, the little things we think are insignificant must be carefully done. We cannot see the big or the grand view of it all. But if we do not look at the things right in front of us, creating that view, the outcome will not be pleasant at all. All the microscopic choices and decisions we make affects and shapes and creates our telescopic outcome. We should embrace and respect both views because they teach us something that the other cannot. I couldn't see how my dad's death was a good, or even begin to think that God had good plans for me. How could I? He took something away that was so meaningful and special and personal to me. I'm still not sure what the painful part of my life means in the grand scheme of things, but I do know that throughout this, I've become more dependent on God. Because of this, I never know where life is going to take me or what's going to happen to me. I do know one thing that I can trust in, that will never leave me or forsake me. I can say now, looking back, even when I hated God at the most, He was there looking for me, looking out for me, guiding me, and leading me, just as my dad did. But now it's time for me to not just blindly follow, but to trust. I've become sure of myself throughout this painful process, and I'm grateful to experience this, even though it may sound strange. So you may ask how this applies to you personally. 2020 for all of us has been a challenging and difficult year, and we cannot see how these events have truly changed us, or in the end, what it brings about the bigger picture or the grand scheme of things. We cannot see the big picture, only God can. So instead of focusing on how it's affected you, what it took from you, or how it hurt you, what are some tools such as wisdom, knowledge, or some tool or skill that you've acquired during this difficult time? How has it made you faster, stronger, wiser, smarter? Or have you used this time to be idle? I'm not here to bash you. I'm not better than any one of you. But I'm here to let us all learn and understand that every moment of life is precious and a teaching moment. All the little things that you thought were insignificant are indeed part of the bigger plan that you may never be revealed to as long as you're here on earth. But don't ever stop being intentional about the small things. And as I said before, the big thing without the small things cannot happen. So, when you've been brought down to the ground, feeling hopeless or helpless, worthless, that you find a way to rise above like a phoenix from the ashes. Because you're more than capable of what you think you can inside your own brains. So when plans change or things don't go as planned, don't think you've been abandoned by all. Look up, because there's always been someone looking down for you. Thank you.